I tend not to have regrets because, like, what's the point? I am where I am because of those decisions I made, and there's no point wishing differently.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Christina Canters. Previously, episode 496 of the 12-Minute Convos podcast. It's been 2 years, 8 months, 9 days, 18 hours, and 30 minutes since we last spoke.
Keep on standing out and getting noticed, and don't be afraid to, because the world loves you just as you are.
That was then, this is now.
Oh my goodness, you have done your homework. It's a pleasure to be back, Angel.
It's a great pleasure to have you, my friend. Tell us, what's going on? What's new in your world? Are you in the same place when we first spoke?
I believe I was in Melbourne when we spoke.
Yes, you were.
And I'm still in Melbourne. I love it here, although it is winter, so it's been quite cold and trying to get through the winter, really.
All right.
But I'm, staying warm and looking forward to coming to the US in August to experience some warm weather and some hanging out with my favorite American people.
And Florida weather. I mean, that's a good exchange. Yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
Can't wait.
So podcast movement is on. You're appearing there again. Will you be walking around with that mic asking people questions the way you did?
Most likely.
Love it. Do you know what you're wearing? Do you know what you're wearing already?
We have Podcast Services Australia t-shirts.
Okay.
And it is awesome purple t-shirts. And when I say we, I mean my husband and I run the business together. We've got these awesome purple t-shirts, and we'll probably be handing out koalas like we did last time as well.
That's cool, but I think the last time we spoke, you were not married. How long have you
yeah,
been
that's
married?
right. I got married this year in April.
I mean, come on, that's like a big announcement. It's like you just walk past that, Yeah, we'll be going. And when I say we, I'm talking about my husband. Congratulations.
Look, I'm so used to it now. Like, I'm so used to saying husband. It just rolls off the tongue, At the start, it's a little awkward.
Yes, I was about to say that, yes. And then it's like this proud thing you say, yeah? It's like, yeah, my wife.
My husband.
Yeah.
I'm so grown up now. I feel like such an adult.
Well, congratulations both to you.
Thank you.
And him. What's his name? Let's get his name in.
His name is Aaron.
Hey, so we'll say Aaron, yeah, in Trinidad. So, hey, Aaron. Congratulations. Okay. Christina seems to be an amazing person, so congratulations. That was wonderful.
I think you chose well.
I think you did well. Yeah. So talking to strangers, that's something you did pretty well back then, even in podcast movement. Like, what was that first conversation with him like?
Ooh, the first conversation with him. So we met at a co-working space. The first thing I noticed about him was that he was very loudly dressed. So he has 100 pairs of shoes and 100 hats. So he struck me visually more than anything. So that was more of that.
Eye conversation first. So we're looking at the eye conversation going on, all right? Eye and mind.
Yeah. I don't know anyone who dresses like that. And he was very loud. He talked on the phone very loud. And I thought, I don't think we could get along. Because we're both very loud, extroverted, confident people. And you think that it would clash, but for some reason it works.
Oh, that's great. You are a podcaster. Are you still doing that?
I am still podcasting.
I'm up to
episode, the C method, correct. I'm up to episode 220.
Oh, congratulations.
And thank you. I've been doing it every week for the last 3.5 years.
Wow.
And we're almost at 1.4 million downloads.
Oh my gosh. Well, again, congratulations for that as well. Well, that's great. That is awesome. How does it make you feel? Like when you look at the success you've had over the past couple of years?
It's so interesting, Angel, because it's so easy to just go, oh yeah, did that thing, and then move on and not celebrate it. And I definitely celebrated hitting 1 million because that was huge. And I did that before the end of 2018. That was one of my goals. And when I got there, I was really, really excited. And now every 100,000 after that, it's like, okay, which sounds bad, but I think it's quite common that once you hit a certain level, you tend to stop, or you don't take the time to celebrate your wins as much. So that's something that I am, looking to do more of as well. Just taking that time to savor what you've accomplished because it's really important.
Yeah, I mean, it's great as well to listen to you way back 2 years, almost 3 years ago, and now hear you live now in this interview and hear, like, it feels like growth. It feels like maturity. It feels like wisdom. Not that you weren't wise, not that you weren't mature, but there's definitely the growth there. When you look back, though, are there any regrets on the decisions you've made to be where you are today?
Ooh, no, I tend not to have regrets because, like, what's the point? Because everything that I've done in the past has gotten me to where I am today. So definitely don't have regrets. One thing that we're struggling with at the moment is because Aaron and I are business owners, I still run the C Method, but we run Podcast Services Australia together. It's really hard for us to get a home loan. And I was thinking to myself, if I had applied for a home loan before I left my job,
Hmm.
I would have easily gotten a home loan, back then. But then if I'd done that, then I wouldn't have traveled, I wouldn't have gone exploring, all these other things wouldn't have happened, So even though we're in this sticky situation now, I still wouldn't change anything because I am where I am because of those decisions I made. And there's no point, wishing differently.
Could you imagine what this sticky situation is going to open up in terms of opportunities to help
Yeah.
others?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm treating it like a learning experience. And I've been doing a lot of work on learning to trust my intuition.
Hmm.
And it's given me so much confidence because I know that even with the really big decisions, the life changing decisions, such as what house do you buy? That's a big decision. I feel like I will know when the time is right for it. And I know that, the opportunity will present itself when I'm ready and I'll know when that comes up. So it's been, yeah, learning to trust my intuition and focusing on that and making an effort every day to meditate on it and to continue to focus on it has made a big difference just in terms of just feeling at peace, and at ease with the decisions you make and with the opportunities that come up.
That'd be great. Yesterday, I spoke with a guy called Simon Jordan, and he expressed that he needed to move. He and his partner, and one of the things they did is they made a list and they left it. He's like, he put it out into the universe. Like,
Hmm.
sometimes we block ourselves from getting the thing we desire. And he had a really great experience where I think it was like in 6 weeks, they got the perfect place with everything that the list had on it. And I'm talking about it was in a challenging spot in terms of what he described. So, yeah, I think you're heading down the right road with your instincts because it's been tested and it seems as though it works. So, go for it.
Yeah. Have you done much work around manifesting?
I have from conversations. Yeah.
Yeah. I've just started doing this thing. It's called the Prosperity Game. And I was reading it on a blog post by Gabby Bernstein, who wrote The Universe Has Your Back. And she's all about manifesting miracles and making things happen. And the Prosperity Game, you pick like $1,000, say, and you pretend that the universe has given you a check for $1,000 and you have to spend it that day on something. You can't give it away to charity. You can't invest it in shares. You have to spend it on something. And so you write down what you would spend that $1,000 on. And then the next day you double it. And so it's 2,000. And then the next day you double it and you keep going and you keep doubling it. And the idea is that it gets you into this habit of spending money, even though you're mentally spending it, but getting you thinking about, well, what would I spend money on? And it gets you into this state of abundance and this thought process, that this state of, money is continuously flowing to me and I'm continuing to spend it and feel rich and abundant. And it's quite fun. It's really fun.
It's important as well because, like growing up, these aren't things we are taught. And
No.
we usually get trapped in this type of scarcity mentality. Like, how do we survive on just enough? So, yeah, it's definitely a great way to approach having money because a lot has to do with our mindset. A lot.
Yeah,
Are
totally.
you still speaking? Like, are you on speaking gigs? Are you available for speaking still?
I am. I love speaking. It's my place of joy. When you're doing something and you feel in your flow and you go, oh, I just love this. That's me when I'm speaking.
Hmm.
when I'm speaking to a large audience. So
it's been pretty amazing to see your growth. You moved from architect to podcaster to entrepreneur / podcaster. And now there's the relational side of life. Now there are 2 businesses, and it's great to see that you're growing. I want to say thank you. Thank you for being true to your own unique real self. It is inspiring and motivating. It's such an opportunity, as I said before, to hear you and hear your maturity and your growth and your wisdom. It is, for me, a reward. So thank you for that. In closing, Christina, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Oh, keep on listening to Angel, really, because you are a fabulous human being, my friend. I just love your energy and your generosity and your determination to continue to do all of these podcast conversations. It's just amazing.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And where's the best place for us to connect with you? Is the C Method the best place still?
That is correct. thecmethod.com.
thecmethod.com. Wonderful.
And I'm really getting into LinkedIn, so connect with me on LinkedIn because doing lots of fun stuff over there.
All right, Christina. Well, again, a pleasure. I treasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.